So I'm trying to get rid of some of the scratch marks with the alcohol. So I kind of dip the brush in the alcohol, then brush it off on the side of the cup. So I'm not putting a lot on there. It's just a little bit. And when you put it on, it doesn't really do anything. And then like maybe about 10-15 seconds, it starts to dissolve the Sculpey. And then you have about, I don't know, about a minute of working time where you just keep brushing it and brushing it. And I'm just brushing it in the direction of the muscle shape. And it starts to become organic and somewhat believable. Hopefully. Ideally, you're kind of brushing the alcohol off. You're taking it off. So you're putting it on, wetting it, and then brushing it off. So there isn't any globs of wet alcohol sitting on there. And the more you brush it off, the smoother things get. And it works really, really well, actually, I think. You can see this is crappy brush, but seems to be doing the trick. I'm always asked, as all artists are asked, what kind of tools do you use? How do you do that? And the interesting or the frustrating thing when you find out what artists use, it's usually the simplest, dumbest thing, and you expect this really cool tool is going to answer all your questions, but nope. It's the simplest thing. The biggest discovery for me studying Nirasawa's work and trying to get those details for freaking 10 years, what kind of tool, I'm not sure what kind of tool he used, but for me it was a colored pencil. All these fancy tools, dental tools and all this other material was not doing it for me, and the simple freaking sharpened colored pencil solved all those troubles, all those problems. So anyway, sometimes it's just exploring and seeing what's working for you and what's not. Another thing was the magnifying glass, wearing glasses. So I've got the glasses and the colored pencil were the two big revelations with this sculpture. This sculpture was started in Jordu Shell's sculpture class on Saturdays. Phenomenal class. I was incredibly inspired for sure. And then when the class was over, I just continued to work on detailing the sculpture. So I'm hoping to let some of Jordu's influence show through, but not copy his work. You don't want to copy, especially a contemporary artist, because then you just become, you're compared to that person. So I was using Jordu's influence, but also mixing Nirasawa, Hans Belmer, some of the anime art, and then just a lot of my own drawing influences as well. And then the painting will be a different type of artist influence. So hopefully when you're creating a piece of artwork, you're not only studying one artist from beginning to end, but mixing those influences. And you hopefully will come up with something that stands out, at least a little bit. And if not, when you keep looking at artists, eventually your stuff will stand out, because you're mixing so many different things that your mixture is not going to be the same as your friends mixture, because everyone has different tastes. Everyone has different things that they're attracted to, they like, they dislike. Okay? And that is how you make your work stand out. If you don't look at anything, what happens is you're gonna look like other people's work anyway because of pop culture. You're gonna be looking at billboards, toys, video games. Even if you don't want to look at them, they're all around you. So I say, take control of that influence. Say, this is what I want to look at. This is what I'm inspired by. Okay? And absorb. Let each sculpture that you do be a learning experience, a studying experience. Okay? That way it kind of keeps you humble. And it's easy to become humble when you're surrounded by all these amazing artists they have here in LA and all over the world, really. When you look on the internet, it's very easy to stay humble and continue to be a student. I don't know why I like to sculpt. As they say, there isn't much work out there for sculptors. There isn't much of a business out there, but yet you see the people at Weta working as sculptors, making a living, doing some of the best work I've ever seen. So they're doing it. Why can't I? And the thing is, even if I don't make a penny off of sculpture, I just really enjoy it. So it doesn't really matter if it's in vogue, everyone's moving on to ZBrush and all these other really cool programs and things. That's fine if you enjoy that. I like to sculpt. I like toys. I like having something that exists in the three-dimensional world so that when I'm done, I can show it to people, and it's that much closer to reality if it really exists. Now, if you can sculpt something in ZBrush and then print it out, that's great too. Whatever it takes. But for me, I want it to exist, and the only way I can think of that at this stage is the sculpting it. I mean, it'd be great to do something like this full size and then have an actor dressed up in costume running around with this stuff on. That's the next level of realism, which is fantastic, because then you can deal with performance. I've seen some wonderful sculptures. I've seen characters in movies, and you look at them behind the scenes, and it's just this real person with this amazing costume. And it's like, wow, that looks fantastic. Everything is working great. Then you see him in the movie, and it's just this stupid acting that destroys the character. And sometimes it's allowing the real person to just be who they are in this fantastical outfit is all you need. You don't need them to act weird. They look weird. They are weird. Let them be real. So that was what I would like to do for my future films, is allow actors to be themselves and let this fantastical outfit just be what it is. There's something really amazing about that. But again, that's my own personal taste. And that's up to you for your own projects of how you want your characters to act. Are they cartoonish? Are they exaggerated? Are they artsy? Are they realistic? Whatever you want. It's great.